And so, welcome back to Third Rate Content. Today, we are in the depths of, not Shropshire, we're in the depths of Herefordshire. First time on this channel. And we are at Richard's Castle church, which we're going to go and investigate and find out all about. So, buckle up and I'll see you out here. The site at Richard's Castle just breeds history, and it doesn't take a heck of a lot of imagination to imagine the medieval days here with this squat tower and the church. There's just nothing to have changed. You can see a very old looking yew tree behind me here in the churchyard at Richard's Castle Church. So that's indicative of pre-Christian usage. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough this week. Yeah, if you'd like to pause and have a good read, if you can make it out, of this very interesting map of Herefordshire. I'm just going to come clean with you. This is already the longest I have ever set foot in Herefordshire. My previous visits were at the train station when I was just changing it on a connection. So yeah, at Hereford train station. So yeah, this is all new for third rate content. I'm surprised I haven't got a nosebleed. Only joking. As you can see, the bell tower to the church just behind me, it's not connected to the main church. Yes, it is actually thought that the separate tower may have had a defensive purpose back in its heyday in the medieval days, the 1300s. Because the 1300s, there would have been Welsh raids or the threat of Welsh raids, and with the church being outside the castle walls, a defensive purpose or defensive capacity for the church people here would be needed. Yeah, Richard's Castle, the village, actually straddles the Shropshire, Herefordshire border, southerly border. We're actually on the Herefordshire side here. Yeah, them buttresses, quite unusual. I wonder if they were added later, or actually they were original and that was the way they dealt with it possibly tipping over. I'm not sure. If you do know for sure, please tell us in the comments. But this place is absolutely amazing. You talk about a fairy tale church, medieval fairy tale church. It really, to me, doesn't get any more archetypal than this. And the windows with the Y tracery at the top there. On the very squat bell tower. And as you can see, there is quite a gap, about a 25-foot gap in between the church and the bell tower. But we are actually going to go for a look inside of the church. It is open today. It's not a church that you can visit, you can, you know, go to service at weekly. It's run by the Historic Churches Trust, and it is open every day for visiting, and it has services twice a year, which you wouldn't believe it. There is a service tonight on Sunday the 16th of June. Obviously when this video goes out, the service will have long passed, but it is worth noting. I think they have another one in August, so June and August, if you want to visit it. Anyway, let's go inside the church and have a look at this untouched from the 1700s in church interior. Let's go. The font here looks ancient, possibly Norman. I can't find much information on it enigmatically. St Bartholomew's church dates from the 12th century, but was extended in the 14th century, roughly the time when the tower was built, and then it was extended once again in the 15th century and then restored in the 18th century. Her family very connected with this church and area. In fact, I was just chatting to Hermione Solway, and she actually did the flowers here. They look absolutely beautiful for the evensong, which is taking place this very evening, Sunday, June the 16th, 2024. Got some ventilation here just in the wall. This church is absolutely beautiful. It's light as well. It's beautiful natural light, and the sound carries amazingly well. The resonation here is just beautiful. I daren't speak too loud because it probably would be resonating right across the valley or dale, whatever they call it in Herefordshire. The chantry chapel here was said to have been built by the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar were left lands, you know, in inheritances and such, like in the 1300s around here, and they had various farms, buildings, works and holdings in Shropshire, Herefordshire and Worcestershire. But this chantry chapel is so beautiful, and that window, it's just, well, the windows letting in so much gorgeous natural light, and that's a really interesting symbol on the top of that one. After 1312, the lands of the Knights Templar were moved on to the Knights Hospitaller and fellow Crusader Knights, and I imagine the chantry chapel also was handed over, and their local base was at Dinmore. And a bit of a better look at the unusual six-pointed star in the north transept window. St Bartholomew's Church, Richard's Castle, is a Grade 1 listed building. The church is mostly constructed from stone rubble, and the nave was built in the 12th century. The south aisle and the north chapel were built in the 14th century, along with the tower, the bell tower. Yeah, this window and the one to the right look just very Norman with the splayed brickwork and the narrow window. And of course the Romanesque arch. There was actually a crypt, or still is, but it's been bricked up, filled in, and you can't get to it. But that was under the nave and chancel. And that was an original Norman work, it is thought. A lot of the interior furnishings, the pews, etc., I think these works were done in the 18th century. These bricked up arches in the chapel here, again revealing the extreme age of this church and the layers upon layers of history. And these circles in the plaster, I'm not actually sure what they are. Beautiful arcade transition into the south aisle. This addition was made in the 14th century. Masonry. All shapes and sizes under here. Spares and repairs, possibly. Yeah, that was one of the most serene and just gorgeous churches I've ever been in, I think. And I love them all, but that was a particularly nice one. Right now, we're going to have a walk up the hill, or down the hill, then up the hill, to the actual ruins of Richard Shroob's castle. So let's go. And don't miss part 2 of our visit to Richard's castle, where we are going to investigate the Norman Motte and Bailey Castle of Richard Shroob's, which was a pre-conquest Norman castle. What a mouthful. Anyway, find out all about it next week or very soon on Third Rate Content.